Are you completely bored out of your mind with Roblox games after scrolling the Roblox homepage for ages? Well, here's 35 Roblox games that will cure your boredom in 2026. All game links will be on the blog, first link in the description below. And you can find more underrated games on this website called blogsport.net, which is also in the description. But anyways, our first game is Redliner, a fast-paced FPS game with insane speed, pairing, and crazy cool movement. Not to mention that there's no speed limit, multiple weapons, and different modes to fight with. So you could spend hours on this game just bouncing around and hitting insane trick shots. Next up, we have Robots vs Humans, and the premise is simple. You can team up with other humans to build a massive fort, equip up to 4 unique weapons, and fight off relentless waves of robots until the timer runs out. Or if you're feeling a bit destructive, you can actually become a robot and focus entirely on tearing down the humans and smashing their bases to pieces. Next on the list, we have Block Tales, and this underrated retro-style adventure is a complete love letter to classic Roblox. Heavily inspired by the turn-based combat system of like Earthbound and Mario Paper 64, in this multiplayer RPG, you and your friends are sent on an epic quest by Sheletsky himself to retrieve the legendary sword fights on the Hyde swords, while battling hilarious enemies and massive bosses along the way. For game 4, we have the survival game. This is an incredibly immersive open-world medieval survival experience where you're dropped into a massive set of islands with nothing to do but use your bare hands. Your goal is to survive, adapt, and conquer. Next up, we have Combat Warriors. So if you want a complete break from peaceful games, this is a brutal battle ground game where you drop into an arena with one goal: tear everyone else to pieces. It is pure unfiltered chaos where every fight is unnecessarily bloody. Number 6 is Untitled Boxing Game, which is a skill-based fighting game where timing matters more than button mashing. You box other players to earn money, unlock upgrades, and add special abilities that change how you fight. Every match feels intense, and once you learn the mechanics, winning feels incredibly satisfying. Game number 7 is Rocket Spleef. You have a rocket and you need to obliterate the flooring you and your enemy stand on. Try not to fall down the void in the process of you killing your opponents, and you'll win. Next game we have here is Hook. It's a team battle PvP shooter, but instead of guns, it's hooks. You grapple your enemies and pull them towards you to strike them down in these arena battles. Make sure that you're quick on your feet or you'll find yourself getting caught, but other than that, this game will be an insanely fun game for anybody that likes chaos and strategy based games. Next we have 100 Waves Later. This game is a wave based zombie shooter, and you fend off the massive hordes of zombies coming your way and maintain your health while upgrading your guns and abilities every single wave. It's super nice just to zone out and shoot away playing this one. Next on the list, we have A Broken Dream. This psychological story game is a beautiful, eerie masterpiece completely inspired by dreamcore, weirdcore, and surreal liminal spaces. If you really liked that Backrooms movie, you'll love this freaky little game. It starts off looking like a peaceful, nostalgic place, but quickly unravels into a unstable environment. And honestly, I wouldn't be doing this game justice with how much it has to offer, so you should just try it out yourself. Next up, we have Fighting. This is a fast-paced 5v5 hero shooter that turns classic Roblox gears into 15 playable characters with unique abilities and interaction. It's chaotic, nostalgic, and the perfect, intense multiplayer game to play with friends. Game 12 is Hide the Body, a game where you have these random stranger noobs show up to your house and you have to kill them and hide their body properly before your friend comes over and searches for them. Try to get through the most amount of rounds without getting caught, and honestly, you'll probably survive for longer than you think with how bad the friend is at finding the noob. Next, we have RBLX, where this underrated game is an adaptation of the classic Nintendo game WarioWare, but you're able to play with your friends on Roblox. This is a mini-game competition game where you're constantly trying to make sure that you pass every single round. You must also compete with those that you're playing with to win. So if you and your friend group are looking for quick, intense matches, you'll definitely have fun on this game. The next game we have is 1.8 Arena, a game that's a massive recreation of the 1.8 version of Minecraft and its fighting mechanics on Roblox. You drop into an arena with a few items and heals with the goals of getting the most kills that you can. Make sure you don't get too pissed off though while fighting your opponents on this game. The next game is Super Bomb Survival, a really fun, fast, and chaotic survival game. This underrated game places you in an arena with a bunch of bombs falling from the sky, and as you jump around and dodge missiles and bombs, you need to make sure that you don't take damage or die. Each round of this game starts off really simple but slowly gets more and more intense. The next game, Pay and Seek, is probably like a game that you've seen before, Mecha Chameleon, but on Roblox. As a hider, your only goal is to completely blend into your surroundings, but you can paint your body with colors and patterns to seamlessly camouflage right into the walls, floors, and random objects to fool the hunter. Next on this list, we have Super Golf. It's an underrated competitive golf game where you and your friends race to sink each shot in the fewest strokes possible. Every map has wild layouts, moving obstacles, ramps, hazards, and shortcuts that keep the gameplay fresh and chaotic. Number 18 on this list is Horrific Housing, a great game if you need a calm experience where you can just mess around with your friends. You and the other players on the server will be set up on different houses in the air, and over time, the game will give you items and challenges that make it difficult to not die. If you manage to be the last one surviving, you win. Game 19 is Death Run, and if you've been on Roblox for a while, you'll definitely know this one. Death Run is a classic game where you run through a dangerous race that all have traps that are being set off by a nearby killer watch. You must be able to predict when things are going to be set off to make it to the end. Next, we have Ragdoll Universe, a fast, chaotic, movement-based shooter where you get launched to open maps with a bunch of other players and have one goal: to win. Pick from tons of maps, game modes, and weapons as you fly around with low gravity and pull off the wildest shots imaginable. Next we have Monkey Raft, an open world game where you and up to 4 other players come together to survive in the large and dangerous seas. You play as monkeys and your only option is to build and upgrade the raft that you're situated on. As you discover more of the islands surrounding you, you'll encounter monsters, gather items, and find many different kinds of materials that you can use to craft weapons, tools, and stronger, bigger rafts. 22 is Slap Duels, a game where you and an opponent are against each other on a map. You need to parkour while trying to get to the other side before the other person does. You have to figure out ways to smack your opponent off the map and buy yourself time so you can score the point. Next up we have Swords Roulette. This is a fast-paced game where every round kicks off with an arrow toss that randomly selects one player to be the hunter. The hunter is given a powerful sword and it breaks after just 3 hits. Everyone else is completely unarmed and has to rely purely on their fists just to survive. The second someone dies, a new hunter is instantly picked until there's only one person left. Number 24 is Randomizer Redux. Every single time you spawn, you're handed a completely randomized loadout of guns, heavy melee weapons, unique specials, and taunts. Whoever has the most kills at the end of the round gets the victory. Next up we have Adventure Builder 2. This is a creative 2D platformer where you build your own custom levels, drop in traps and enemies, and publish them for the world to play. You can also dive into the endless library of community-made maps. So yeah, this game is a really great choice if you're trying to do creative stuff. Number 26 is Eternal Towers of Hell. If you've ever wanted a game that will completely rage bait you, this massive obby experience is the ultimate test of patience. Your goal is to scale and conquer hundreds of unique towers with difficulties ranging from effortlessly easy all the way to catastrophically difficult. Unlike standard obbies, these towers have no checkpoints, meaning that if you just slightly mess up, you'll go all the way down to the bottom. You will break your keyboard. Next up we have Parry. This is a hyper-focused wave-based survival game where the best weapon is timing. You'll dodge and deflect a non-stop barrage of enemy projectiles, chaotic bosses, and even literal nukes. It's just a test of pure reflexes. Next up we have Superstar Racers. This is a fast-paced multiplayer racing game that mixes high-speed driving with modern 3D platformer mechanics. You and your friends will fly through a ton of unique obstacle-filled maps where maintaining your momentum is the absolute key to shaving seconds off of your time and beating the stages as fast as possible. If you love tight movement, competitive speedrunning, and chaotic races, then this game will be a blast. The next game is Obby with a Singama Silly at the end. This one is another Obby game that starts off normal, but once you get to the end and you find this Singama Silly thing, from there all hell lets loose. Now you need to run away as the map collapses beneath you. Game 30 is Retro Tower Defense. If you're a fan of strategy and old school Roblox, this game is a massive hit of 2008 to 2014 nostalgia. You and your friends fend off a relentless noob invasion across legendary maps like Crossroads and Doomspire, earning ticks and EXP as you go. Game 31 is No More Time, a tense cooperative parkour survival game where you have 120 seconds to outrun a deadly creeping corruption wall across generated obby maps. This one will keep you on the edge of your seat, so if you like a game that thrills you, this is going to be a good choice. Next up we have Zombies vs Humans. Similar to the robotic counterpart, which is the second game on this list, it's the same thing where it's a fast-paced round-based wave defense game where your only goal is to survive the night. You and your friends are going to have to scavenge and make a base together so you don't end up dying from the zombies. For game 33 we have Evade. It's a hyper-fast action-packed survival game where you drop into dark maps to run, slide, and wall run away from terrifying moving 3D next bots. This game was really popular a while ago, but it kind of fell off a little bit, and honestly it's pretty fun to come back to. Next up we have Defusal. This game is basically just CSGO but on Roblox, offering a fast-paced team-based tactical shooter where you shoot your enemies and do objectives to earn cash and just win each round. And last but not least we have Minute Mayhem, and this is probably the most chaotic game on the entire list. Minute Mayhem is about surviving a bunch of random events every minute, with randomness increasing every single minute. It has tons of intense random boss fights and difficult challenges that could keep you on this game for a while. If you're wondering how I found all these games, it's on this website called blogsport.net, which is basically just a website where you can find underrated Roblox games. Either way, if you were able to find a game that you enjoyed, which you should have because it's 35 games, then subscribe and click the video on the right for more games that'll cure your boredom. I think it's your right, it's my left. Yeah, okay, yeah, go click that.